Hey, what's up? Biz out here. Today's October the 1st. It is the first day of the Halloween month that we horror aficionados look forward to so much during the year. It was just a perfect day here in Kentucky for October 1st. I mean, the temperature had dropped dramatically. There was a nice chill in the air. It was overcast. And the trees are changing colors. Everything is dying around us, but it's a beautiful death. It's a beautiful death that the earth goes through every year. But a lot of YouTubers, horror-minded YouTubers, are putting out videos talking about their plans for this month, movies they're going to watch, stuff like that. And CK, the creepy Kentuckian from over at Dead Pit, he stole my idea. He must have read my mind, I don't know, but he put up a video today talking about a challenge to everybody out there. Instead of watching the usual, the classics, the standouts from the genre for this month that a lot of people usually do, I'm talking about Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw, or any entry from any of those respective series. His challenge to us was to watch other movies, new movies, old movies that people don't know about, to explore, to try new and different things. Which I explored new and different things in college for a brief time, and just left me really confused. Anyway, so I picked out a few movies from my collection that I think would be great recommendations for Halloween viewing this year. If you guys are going to do the, Halloween horror night kind of thing, where some people I know are doing a different movie every month, or a different movie every day. They're going to talk about a different movie every day through October. Or if you've got a big Halloween movie marathon planned for Halloween night. I'm going to recommend a few movies, some new movies, some older movies, movies that you may have heard of, movies that you may not have heard of, movies that don't get discussed very often, but I think deserve to be discussed and would be good additions to any Halloween movie marathon, or however you're planning on doing your horror movie viewings this October. So anyway, without further ado, the first movie I'm going to talk about is Evil Laugh. This is an 80s slasher movie. It came out in 1986. I've always had a really fond soft spot in my heart for this movie. It's so low budget. The editing is weird. The ADR is weird. The acting is off. Everything about it is kind of off. But it's just so endearing, I think. I really have fun watching this movie. There's a part where the killer's pushing a guy's head into a microwave, and the guy's going, "No, it won't work with the door open. It won't work with the door open." But the killer's rigged it somehow so it will work with the door open, and that scenario doesn't end too well for the victim. There's a character in it who's constantly talking about the rules of horror movies. You can't do this, you can't do that. Very Scream-esque rules for horror movies. And of course, this came out in '86, so it was a little ahead of its time in that aspect. It was also co-written and directed by Dominic Braja, who, if you saw Friday 5, he played Joey, the chocolate bar loving fat guy who gets axed to death at the beginning. So yeah, that's a fun little tidbit there. I always really enjoy this movie. You can pick it up on the cheap online. Actually, it's just fun. It's just fun. I really enjoy it. Another movie of similar taste, in a very similar vein, is There's Nothing Out There. This is, instead of a Killer in the Woods movie, it's a Monster in the Woods kind of slasher-esque movie. It too has the character in it who's constantly talking about horror movies and the horror movie rules and this and that. I'm not sure what year 1990 is when this movie came out, so it was a few years ahead of Scream. But again, a fun movie, decent movie. Pretty cool. You can pick this up. This is the 2-disc 20th anniversary edition from Troma. You can pick it up fairly cheap out there. I saw it for the first time, I think, around last Halloween, for the first time in many years, and it was pretty fun. So definitely, this is one you should sit back and watch with some friends and have a few brews and just have fun with it. Pretty fun stuff. Another 80s slasher movie that I don't hear a lot of people talk about, but definitely deserves to be talked about, is Just Before Dawn. This is the 2-disc special edition of the movie that was released by Shriek Show a few years ago. This movie is just really eerie. I mean, the cinematography, the music, the storyline with the killers, without giving too much away. Always really enjoyed this movie. Like I said, it's just got such a really eerie vibe to it, and it's just I really enjoy it. I definitely recommend it highly. This Halloween season. This is the, like I said, the 2-disc version, special edition that Shriek Show released a few years ago. I'm not sure when. You can get this relatively cheaply online, so I would definitely recommend you doing so. Another movie. This is also an 80s movie that I've very rarely heard anybody mention this movie online, and it's Neon Maniacs. Neon Maniacs is kind of a slasher meets monster movie. There's a crew of monsters that kind of. This is one of the guys here. I believe this is Slash on the cover. They all have unique names. Like there's a samurai that's called, I think, Samurai. There's a guy with a noose called the Hangman. They're all really cool looking monsters too. The monster makeups and stuff look really cool in this. There's a group of monsters that live under the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, and they come out at night and they kill whoever they can find. They have an aversion to water. This is just a really fun movie. I always enjoy watching this movie. This is an Anchor Bay DVD. I'm not sure if it's still in print or not. I picked this up a few years ago on the cheap online. I actually wasn't even aware that this was on DVD at all. But I really enjoy this movie. I have a lot of fun with it. Andrew Divoff, who is, of course, the Wishmaster from the Wishmaster movies, he's in this movie as the like the surgeon type guy, but monster. And just really enjoy this movie. A lot of 80s. This is more of an early 80s movie. I'm not sure what year it came out, but it was earlier in the 80s, 1985. So a lot of great 80s fashion and music in it. I just highly recommend it. Nobody really talks about it, but I think it's a lot of fun. Definitely should be added to your Halloween movie night festivities. A John Carpenter film that not a lot of people might know about, that I would recommend you watching this year instead of Halloween, if you can, if you can keep yourself away from that movie this Halloween season, is Someone's Watching Me. This is a movie that John Carpenter did shortly after Halloween, but it stars Lauren Hutton. It's about a woman in this high-rise apartment building, and there's someone stalking her, and a lot of similar elements from Halloween are in this. A lot of suspenseful setups, and it was a TV movie. I think it was initially supposed to be a theatrical movie through Warner Brothers, but they decided to just release it on TV. And I highly recommend it. Adrienne Barbeau co-stars. It's pretty good. This is a movie that you could pick up as part of Warner Brothers' Twisted Terror collection. You could find this in Big Lots for $3. That's where I picked it up. I'm sure you can probably still find it in Big Lots for $3, and I highly recommend it. Really good stuff. Halloween-esque kind of setups as far as suspenseful moments and stuff like that. I really enjoyed this. And it includes a featurette interview with John Carpenter talking about the making of this movie, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, highly recommend it. Another 80s movie that not a slasher movie, but one that I highly recommend because it is so bad, it is awesome, I think. And that is The Pit. You can pick up The Pit as part of the Anchor Bay double feature, drive-in double feature. I don't know if these are still in print or not. I've heard that they're not. Which is unfortunate, but The Pit is just a hilarious movie. It's about this little boy who finds a hole in just an enormous hole in the earth that just nobody has noticed before, and it's full of trolls or trollocs as he calls them, and he takes people who are mean to them to the hole and feeds them to the trollocs, and it's hilarious how he sets these people up to fall in the hole. Like he tells one guy to go out. He's taking the guy's football. He's like, go out for a pass, go, and the guy just keeps running and he falls into the pit. There's one sequence where he pushes an old lady in a wheelchair into the pit. Oh God, the acting, everything about this movie is just freaking hilarious. I love it. The Pit, absolutely, highly recommend it. Awesome movie, just hilarious stuff. The next two movies are more recent slasher movies, and when I say recent, these were both released post Scream, when the DVD market exploded with a lot of Scream style rip-off movies of varying quality. These two I thought were standouts from that pack. The first one is Frightmare. Again, this was a movie that you could pick up at Big Lots for $3. I'm not sure if you can still get it at Big Lots for $3 or not, but standard high school slasher movie that's actually executed pretty well. All centering around Halloween and a Halloween type haunted house carnival that this class is putting on, and there's a killer in the midst, and I enjoy it. It's a decent movie. It's not a great slasher movie. It's decent. It's fun. I would definitely say it's a lot better than a lot of the post Scream era straight to DVD stuff, but I definitely recommend it. Frightmare. The next one is Lover's Lane, and this film features Anna Faris. I'm not sure if this is her first movie or not, from the Scary Movie movies and stuff like that. Again, pretty standard stock and slash movie, executed a little bit better than the other movies. This one's got a fun cast. The characters in it are a lot of fun, which is one thing that I look for in all slasher movies, that I kind of think sets this one apart from just your random slasher movie. Again, decent, not great, but a lot of fun. One that I rarely hear anybody talk about, but I enjoy it. Kind of fun. Well, fun, not kind of fun. Fun. Another more recent slasher movie that I highly recommend, that I've actually talked about before quite a few times, is Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Highly recommend this movie. Very well written, very unique, very well acted, unique setup, unique premise. Really like this movie. Can't say enough good things about it, so I'm not going to say very much more because I've already talked about it in the past. So but definitely go out and pick this up. You can pick this up on Blu-ray. I think I bought this off at Walmart for like $10. Definitely worth it, and it looks great on Blu-ray. A Halloween movie that a lot of people are going to be talking about this season is Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat is quickly becoming a very popular Halloween. Since its release, it's quickly become a very popular seasonal choice for this time of year. But I want to talk about another movie that was released around that time, that is also a anthology. Another anthology movie that I think is right up there with Trick or Treat is Amusement. Saw this a few years ago, really enjoyed it, and picked it up at Walmart on Blu-ray for $10. Pretty cool stuff here. I highly recommend it. If you're gonna watch Trick or Treat this holiday season, I would also recommend you checking out Amusement. Pretty good stuff here. And the last movie I'm going to mention briefly, this is one, I don't know, a lot of people are divided by this movie. A lot of people like it or hate it. I've not really heard anybody say, been middle of the road about it, but I find this movie pretty, I think it's pretty eerie. It's got some eerie sequences, very well directed by Mark Pellington, so on and so forth. I'm talking about the Mothman Prophecies. If you guys like this movie, please let me know. If you hate this movie, also please let me know. But I really like the way it's made. I like the setups. I think it's eerie. I really enjoy it quite a bit. So I would add it to the Halloween horror festivities because it's got that atmosphere. It's got a great dark, overcast atmosphere, and it's really pretty eerie, I think. So anyway, those are just some suggestions for this year for you guys' Halloween movie night marathon, or however you're gonna do it this Halloween season. Some lesser known movies, some movies that should definitely be added to your collection if they're not, and ones that I think would be good Halloween fodder. So anyway, until next time, you guys take it easy, and peace.